The Honorable Swart.
Chairperson, the ACDP wishes to thank the Chief Whip of the ANC for the professional manner in which she led the delegation to Ireland and Kenya, non-partisan way, and I commend her, also commend you for your patience and forbearance when we were not treated with the due respect, and here and there people were late, but and we had really, it was a hard working time. There was a lot of hard work. And if I was to ask the Chief Whip about some of her experiences, she'd share with you about the one-eyed chauffeur that she was very concerned about. But it's very important for you to meet one-on-one with the delegation. We went from one committee to one committee to one committee to staff members in Ireland. And I think what was particularly encouraging in Ireland was the Fine Gael and the Fine Gael party and the Green party. These parties were at war with each other in the 1920s. They were warring parties, and they're now in a coalition government together. And it just shows that people and parties that starkly differ can find common ground when they put the national good of the citizens ahead of them. What was very interesting in Ireland was that we taught them about hybrid sit-ins. They do not have any hybrid sit-ins there, even during lockdown, and they would have to have and they were very interested to hear how we have hybrid sit-ins. So it was an exchange of ideas. We learned a lot, but we were also able to teach Ireland and to a certain degree in Kenya. Now, Kenya, I always enjoy going to Kenya. We are treated royally in Kenya. And I always enjoy previously, now the ambassador, former chairperson of the FCP, now ambassador, His Excellency Mashlangu, a good friend of mine. It was wonderful to see him again. But what's interesting is the formation of coalitions in Kenya is before the elections, and it is now determined by the Political Parties Act, where they have to set up coalitions because of the diverse interests. And that is very closely regulated. Coalition governments are very closely regulated. So I think, as the Chief Whip has said, it's very important for us to start looking at electoral reform, dealing with independence, dealing with coalitions. And I think we as parliamentarians should be concerned that the Electoral Reform Consultation Panel that should have been set up in terms of the Amendment Act we passed recently in April this year should have been set up by the 19th of October. That still has not yet been set up. And I think we need to follow up on why the executive has not set up that panel yet. I think, Chairperson, the Chief Whip also alluded to the constituencies in Kenya, and they get up to 1.8 million rand to build schools, bridges. So you're elected to a constituency, but you are funded to provide services, and that is a very beneficial aspect as well. I think in general, it was a learning curve. We worked very hard. We taught and we learned a lot from both parliaments, and I fully support the report. Thank you, Chief Whip.
Thank you, Honourable Member.